In a lovely neighborhood in the heart of Kilimani, where jacaranda trees lined the streets with their vibrant purple blooms, lived two families side by side. The Kamau family and the Mwangi family had been neighbors for as long as anyone could remember. Their children, Leah Kamau and Tony Mwangi, grew up together, sharing countless memories and adventures. Tony vividly remembered the day Leah was brought from the hospital. At 6 years old, he was captivated by the sight of the tiny baby with big, beautiful eyes. As an only child, he had never seen a newborn up close, and Leah looked like a living doll to him. He insisted on rocking her cradle whenever she cried, and from that moment, a bond was formed that would last a lifetime. As the years went by, Tony became Leah's unofficial guardian. He was there to help her take her first steps. His name was one of her first words, and he taught her how to ride a bicycle. Their parents often joked that Tony had already found his rib, given how attentive and protective he was of Leah. The two families shared many meals and holidays, and the children grew inseparable. Whether it was playing hide and seek, doing homework, or just talking about their dreams, Leah and Tony were always together. Their bond deepened and they became best of friends. When Tony was 12, his father received a promotion that required the family to move abroad. The news was both thrilling and devastating. On the day of their departure, Leah and Tony clung to each other, crying until the very last moment. Tony begged to stay behind, but it was impossible. As the car pulled away, both kids felt a piece of their heart was being torn away. Years passed, and life went on. Leah and Tony grew into teenagers and then adults. They drifted apart, their childhood memories fading into the background as new experiences took their place. The only connection that remained was the occasional mention from their parents, who still kept in touch. 16 years later, Leah returned home one evening to find guests in their living room. They seemed oddly familiar, and her father soon introduced them as the Mwangis, their former neighbors. Leah's eyes widened when she saw Tony, now a handsome man seated among the guests. Tony felt a strange sensation as he shook Leah's hand. She had grown into a beautiful woman, and the memories of their childhood flashed before his eyes. Their parents commented on how attractive they both had become, sparking old feelings and new awkwardness. With the Mwangis moving back next door permanently, the two families quickly fell into old routines. They shared meals and went on trips together, reigniting their camaraderie of the past. Leah and Tony found themselves spending more time together, initially awkward but gradually rediscovering their deep connection. Despite the rekindled friendship, both Leah and Tony denied their growing romantic feelings. They convinced themselves that it was merely affection stemming from their shared history. However, their chemistry was undeniable, and their parents, sensing the budding romance, chose to remain silent, allowing them to navigate their feelings independently. One day, Leah visited Tony's house and found him laughing with another girl. A pang of jealousy hit her so hard she could barely breathe. She tried to hide her discomfort, but her heart ached and she left abruptly, tears threatening to spill. Tony noticed her sudden departure and tried to call after her, but Leah ignored him. Over the next week, she avoided him, making excuses to keep her distance. Finally, Tony cornered her after a family dinner and demanded to know why she was acting strange. Leah, feeling trapped, blurted out that she did not want to interfere with his relationship with the girl she saw him with. Tony laughed, explaining that the girl was his cousin who was visiting from out of town. Feeling foolish, Leah was about to apologize when Tony began teasing her for being jealous. She tried to deny it, but her blushing cheeks gave her away. Tony's teasing turned gentle as he asked her if she liked him. Leah nodded, unable to speak. Tony's heart swelled with joy. He confessed that he felt the same. Overwhelmed with happiness, they hugged, realizing that they both had been hiding their true feelings. 2 days later, Tony planned a special date night. Under the starry Kilimani sky, he officially asked Leah to be his girlfriend. She accepted with excitement, and they shared a heartfelt kiss, sealing their new relationship. Their families were thrilled when Leah and Tony shared the news. They dated for almost a year, planning their future together. Their love grew stronger with each passing day, solidifying their commitment to each other. When the time was right, Tony proposed and Leah joyfully accepted. Their wedding was a beautiful celebration, held in the same neighborhood where their love story began. Surrounded by friends and family, they promised to cherish and support each other for the rest of their lives. Leah and Tony moved into a charming house not far from their parents, where they continued to build their lives together. They often reflected on their journey, grateful for the unique bond that had grown from childhood friendship to true love.